6 p.m. Eastern Time. I recommend using headphones if you would like to hear the gentle mic brushing. Alright, let's get into tonight's case. This one we are calling the Ice Cream Killer. And this case is something that you would expect to hear on a horror movie. Kind of like a silly one, like a goofy one. Maybe almost like a parody type of horror movie. But the sad reality is that this is a true story, and people have died. People have been murdered here. And I don't want to make light of that in any way. My heart goes out to the victims and the families, as always. But it is just amazing to me that something as crazy as this actually happened. Okay, so this case is going to take place in 2008, 2010, and will be discovered in 2011 in Vienna, Austria. But it's an international case, so we're going to be heading to quite a few locations. We will be starting off in Mexico, heading to Spain, then off to Germany, next stop Austria, then Italy, and then back to Austria. So buckle up. This is the story of Estibaliz Carranza. She was born in September of 1978 in Mexico City, Mexico. She had 2 parents and a younger brother. When she was 5, she moved with her family to Spain. Her father worked as a journalist and an author. She says that her father was like a tyrant, and she was not allowed to attract any attention, and it almost seemed like she was not allowed to exist as far as he was concerned. And she was so miserable with him that she fantasized about his murder. Estibaliz was a very bright girl. She graduated with honors from high school, and she attended the University of Barcelona, where she got a degree in economics, because that was what her father wanted her to do. Now, all through her childhood, her one big dream, her one goal, was always to have children and to be a mother. It was a very salesman, and he was 14 years older than her. He was a member of the Hare Krishna religious group, and within 2 weeks, he proposed marriage, and they got married. In 2002, they moved to Berlin, and she found work as a waitress. Things weren't going too well, though, in their marriage. First of all, he was holding on to all of her earnings from her waitress job, and he refused to have sex with her, which to her was a major issue since she wanted kids immediately. But he already had some kids and he really didn't care about giving her any. And when she wanted to go back home to Spain, he held on to her papers like her passport so she couldn't go. So he was very abusive. Now, a few years later, in 2005, they picked up and moved to Vienna, Austria, and opened their own ice cream parlor together. And their relationship was still on the rocks. So, she met Manfred Hinterberger, who was their ice cream salesman, and began an affair with him. She ultimately wound up divorcing Holger, her first husband, but they stayed living together for whatever reason, possibly financial. So she was living with her ex-husband, and that's never a really good situation, as you will see momentarily. So one night in 2008, she came home from work, and he was sitting there at his computer playing games, and he was bad-mouthing her, talking bad to her, insulting her, and she had had enough. So she grabbed a gun, I believe the gun was his, and she shot him in the back of the head several times, killing him. So she had not planned this, and she didn't really think through what she was going to do next. So she decided she would burn his body. But that didn't work, as we know. You can't just light a body on fire. It does not burn. Or it'll burn somewhat, but it's not going to burn into a pile of ashes. All it did was cause a smell that, was very suspicious. And she told the other people in the building that she had been cooking fish. Then she went out and bought a chainsaw, and she cut him up into pieces, which was a very messy and difficult job for her. She was a petite woman, but she did it. And she put the pieces into ice cream tubs, brought them down to the cellar in her ice cream parlor with the help of two strangers from the street who did not know what they were helping her with. Then she got some cement. She poured cement into the buckets so as to keep them from decomposing and smelling, you know. And she locked up the cellar and went back to business. Anyone who asked what had happened to Holger, she simply said he moved to India due to his Hare Krishna religion. And it was fine. No one suspected a thing. And she moved in with Manfred shortly after. And she hoped that she would have a child with him. But that relationship seemed to go south as well. In one way, he was helpful because he invested some money in the ice cream parlor, but he requested that she get all kinds of plastic surgery to please him, such as a facelift, a nose job, and lip injections. And even after her doing all that, he was unfaithful to her all the time. She decided that she was going to plan out his murder. Not like the last one. She went and took shooting lessons. Although I don't know why she needed shooting lessons, you know. She wasn't doing anything fancy from a distance, but anyway. She got some materials to prep the room, like, you know, tarps or, you know, plastic sheeting to put out to protect everything from the blood. And in November of 2010, when he went to sleep, she shot him in the head, killing him. Then she went ahead and used her chainsaw to chop him up, put him in the buckets, put him in the basement, in the freezer, with the cement. I believe she even poured cement into the freezers. She hung up a bunch of air fresheners just in case, and locked the cellar door she was in prison, for whatever that was worth. Now, she met with a psychiatrist prior to her trial to determine if she was sane, and the psychiatrist said that she was particularly dangerous. She had a personality disorder, but that she was legally sane at the time of the murders. And they also said that they believed she would kill again if she were let out. The trial began in November of 2012. And like I said before, she confessed to what she did. And she said that it was disgusting what she had done. She didn't have the guts to take her own life afterwards, but that if anyone thought that she had no remorse or seemed cold, it was because she had taken medications after the murders to help her feel better. And here's something else that she said, and I quote, "If I burst into tears, you would say, 'What kind of theater this is?' It's disgusting what I did. I'm trying to pull myself together and take the blame on myself." So she was found guilty of double homicide, and she was sentenced to life in prison. And that was that. But it doesn't completely end there. In 2014, she wrote a memoir. She published a memoir, which sold pretty well. At least over where she lived, it sold pretty well. It was called My Two Lives, The True Story of the Ice Lady. And all of the money that she would make was to go to her son, so she wasn't profiting off of it personally. In 2017, the big headline came out that she was being transferred to a different prison. The headlines led you to believe that she was so dangerous that she needed to be sent to an all-male prison where they could, handle her better. But then when I read the article, it said it was a prison that contained 91 males only, and she would be the first woman sent there. But 13 other women were coming right behind her. At this prison, they would have single or double cells. They would be able to cook their own meals and roam about freely to some extent with supervision. So it actually sounds like it was actually a better situation. Much better than where she came from, which was your typical prison scenario. And so I was thinking, wow, she must have sweet-talked her way into that, because that was really her thing. She could really manipulate the men. And while she was in there, she wound up divorcing Roland after they had been married for like 6 years. And she found herself a boyfriend in that prison. But I guess it was against the rules to have a boyfriend, because they transferred him out after they found out. So that was the end of their relationship. And that is the end of the case. She is currently 43 years old. So what do you think? second one. And in the instance of the second one, why didn't she just leave him? What was the need to kill him? You know? So, I believe that they were right in saying she would kill again if let out. She is an extremely manipulative person, very cunning, charming type. Now, of course, we can remember that her father, she saw him as a tyrant and she dreamed of killing him, and obviously she just transferred these feelings from one man to the next, to the next, to the next. So something wasn't right from the get-go with her. Because of course it's terrible if her father mistreated her. You know, I feel horrible for her as a child that she had to go through that, but clearly that is not an excuse for what she did at all. And imagine if she ever did get to care for a baby. How would that have gone? Would she have been a good mother? I can't imagine that she would have. Not saying she would